Black Talk Radio Network is made possible in part with help from the Black Talk Media Project, a North Carolina-based nonprofit engaged in the production and distribution of independent digital black media. Find out more by going to blacktalkradionetwork.com or blacktalkmediaproject.org and look for the menu tab, Crowdfunding Black Media. Black Talk Media Project, helping to provide you with new black media for the new millennium. Views and opinions expressed by callers, guests, and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the Black Talk Radio Network and Black Talk Media Project. Black Talk Radio is new black media for the new millennium.
Mind, Body, and Spirit show tonight. Welcome. It is the end of the month. It is April the 26th, 2017. This month, as the previous month, just seemed to fly by, just fly by so quickly. It's unbelievable. It seemed like it was just the first of the month, and now we're already at the end of the month. Moving on into May. But I tell you, yeah, that's life. I tell you, it seemed like a few years ago, I think maybe about 10 years ago, maybe less than that, it just seemed like time was altered and it just became shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. I became more, I felt like there was something being done with time, like maybe somebody was messing with it, you know?
Yeah. While we were sleeping, it was adjusted.
Right.
Somebody adjusted the time. You know, like in the movie Dark City. If anybody has ever seen that movie, if you have not seen that movie Dark City, check that movie out. Dark City, all about manipulating the time and your life, and those people would go to sleep, and all types of things were happening while they were asleep. And
they get a whole new life.
Wake up out of this whole new life and plant a whole new life inside you. And you wake up thinking, I'm this person, and today is a new day, and I'm going on about my life. But you have a whole new life implanted in you while you're asleep.
Exactly. And you will not even realize that a second has passed. You're taking a bite of your food, and it hits 12. Everything happened at midnight. You take a bite of your food at midnight or whatever, and then they come in and they change everything out, move the bodies and move the people around, put them in, build new homes just like this, you know, and then
construct new cities.
Yes, new cities. Yes, but one thing, it was always dark. It was always dark.
It never
got light. Yeah, it never got light.
It was always dark. That's such a strange but interesting film. Check that out, Dark City. One of those like time travel, futuristic type movies. I love movies like that.
Me too.
How are you, Featherlite? Namaste.
Namaste. I am splendid. I was dancing to the opening song a minute ago.
And, Pastor Kayla Seshibe.
Yeah. love it. It's so smooth. So smooth.
It's one of those I'm cruising down the street songs.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You got a bop in your head. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? How you doing? And hello, everyone. How are you doing? Namaste, Scotty, and to all of our listeners. And while you are tuning in, we hope that you go onto Black Talk Radio Network page, and you can always donate. We always like to ask for people to donate. Keep the radio station up and running efficiently. You can donate. You can make regular donations, and if you donate $25, you'll receive your Black Talk Radio Matters T-shirts. We need those. I love my T-shirts. We need those T-shirts in like ladies cut too, though, Scotty. We need like a ladies cut because me personally, I don't like to wear the boxy men T-shirts. I like to wear the ladies cut, what they call baby doll T-shirts with the cap sleeve and the waist cinch. Right. You know, we like to show our figures. Okay.
Yes.
So we like a little
contour.
Yes.
Work on that, Scotty.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need. And also something that we need to hear about this. I know I'm looking forward to hearing more about what we're talking about tonight. Our topic for tonight, sex and the Sacral Chakra and numerology and more. We're going to have a conversation on the right to feel pleasure using Tantra teachings so that we can enhance our intimate connections. Because believe it or not, men and women, I'm not just directing this to men, but men and women, just plain old, and this is going to be an adult conversation. So we just want to put up that parental advisory right now. This is an adult conversation tonight. We're talking about sex and the sacral chakra. Now, the numerology piece, you may can have some children tune in also, because Featherlite is going to talk about how your phone number or your address or your birth year, how that plays into your life and your lifestyle. Yes. So, but later on. I didn't hear you.
Numbers have meaning.
Yes, they do. Numbers have meaning. So later on, in the second hour, we will talk about sex and the sacral chakra. And we're going to talk about numerology, how numerology can reveal things like your hidden tendencies, secret talents, deepest motivations, and how the numbers can also help you avoid certain pitfalls and make the most of your journey, all without astrology. Because some people do not subscribe to astrology. They're not into astrology. So this is not dealing with astrology. We're not talking about, oh, this your sign. What's your sign, baby? My name is Larry, and I'm a Leo. What's that song? Cancer. My name is Larry. Load on. Yeah. So no, we're not talking about astrology tonight. We are talking about numerology, and we'll focus more on the numbers and how they affect your life. And our African spirit honoree tonight is the late great Nina Simone, Mississippi. Goddamn. Yes. Nina Simone. And I would have been creative and tried to find like another clip of Nina Simone speaking, but I said, why go through all that when I can just play the best? Sometimes you just go with the flow. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. Her best interview, one of her best to me, was the one where she's speaking about artists and blackness. And so I said, heck, we're just going to play that. I don't care how many times I've played that on this show. I love it, and I'm going to play it again. So, anyway, we're going to hear that clip. So for those of you that may not have heard it, then you'll get a chance to hear it. You have that opportunity tonight right here at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Show. And also, we want people to sign up for the BTR social media page. You can always do that and go online and have those conversations like you have on any other social media. So check that out. Check out the BTR. You can check that page out when you go on to Black Talk Radio Network, and you can join. If you like being on Facebook and Twitter and those social media platforms, then you'll certainly enjoy BTR. So check out BTR. Sign up. You can sign up and have your subscription for less than $1 a day, really. You can sign up for your subscription. So let's support Scotty's new creation, BTR.
For the
Because a lot of people are talking about how Facebook is going down. I'm glad. I don't even think a lot of these younger children are on Facebook, because most of the people that I talk to, the older people, they're on Facebook, but like a lot of these young people, they're on that Snapchat and all of that other video, all the other video platforms, so they're not really dealing with Facebook as much. I don't have a lot of young friends under 18, but I do hear a lot of these children talking about our Snapchat more so than Facebook. So anyway, yeah, Facebook. I believe Facebook is getting ready to be a thing of the past for some of these young people. Like what was that? MySpace. Facebook is fading out like MySpace.
Like MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace. Remember MySpace? Yeah.
I think by the time I heard about MySpace, it was gone.
Yeah, by the time you got into it. I remember when I had to drag you into Facebook, I was like, oh, man, I love it. You get to get on here, have these conversations, you can post, and da-da-da. And you were like, but why would I want to do that? I don't understand.
Why do you want to tell people what you're doing?
Why do you want to tell them what you're doing? I mean, who wants to hear what I have to say? Why would they read what I'm posting? Yeah, man, technology. It's like with the cell phones. Remember with the cell phones when people were saying, because I remember having this techie neighbor, and I remember him first talking about how we would use cell phones for this and this, and everybody have a cell phone. You watch TV. You'd be able to do this. You'd be able to video talk. You'd be able to talk to people and call people and have your phone and do all this. And, people like, but why would I want to do that? Why would I want to take a picture? I have a camera. Why do I need to take a picture on my phone?
Right.
Now we almost can't live without the cell phone.
You remember when I said, I don't know why everybody is staring at their phone. Are they waiting for it to ring? Why is everybody staring at their phone? And I didn't know they had all those different apps.
You would say, all they're doing is staring at their phones. These young people, they just stare at their phone all day. I don't know what they're doing on their phones. So what, they read books on Amazon, and they're on the social media, and they're reading their emails, watching movies.
Why would you want to watch a movie on a phone? The little bitty screen.
The little screen. You can't even really see it. And now that's what some people use just for everything. Watching their favorite shows, talking to people. I mean, you use these phones so much for everything now. We've just become addicted to them. I wonder what would a day be like without cell phones, a day without our cell phones. Could people make it? I mean, but then you have some people. I probably could if it wasn't for the work that I do. I mean, I almost have to have a cell phone, and that's how our life has been altered, so that you almost have to have a cell phone. Well, not have to, but it's so convenient. We feel that it's so convenient. But I mean, I could go a day without it, because there's some days when I come in, and I haven't done it recently, but there will be some weekends I would come in, I would put my phone in a drawer and leave it there. I don't want to hear it ring. I don't care if anybody calls. They have to wait. I'm taking a break from this phone. And that's what I would do. I can't really do that now, though. But a technology break is good. We spoke about that before, a technology break.
Yeah, it is. It is good. It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Make problems people are going to really experience later on for keeping their head down like that for so long.
Right, and the
staring at their phones.
The vision problems that people may have in the future. I wonder if we'll see a lot of these millennials having vision problems in their senior years from always looking at a screen, because we're always looking at a screen. I'm looking at a screen right now. I'm looking at about 3 of them. We're always looking at these screens. So I just kind of wonder about that. I hope it doesn't happen. I know the guy at T-Mobile was trying to sell me one of those halo neck pieces, and I've had one before, didn't like it. And so he just kept trying to sell me this headpiece, the halo, what is it, phone piece, whatever, Bluetooth thing. And I told him, finally, I just told him, I said, listen, I don't want that. Just give me the old-fashioned little earplug things, because I don't even know if that stuff causes cancer. That stuff could cause neck cancer. That little equipment piece, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they'll be telling us that crap causes neck cancer and all kind of whatever.
Right.
Problems with us.
So many
neurological problems. Exactly. He was like, oh, I just live my life how I want to. I can't think like that. I said, that's fine. That's why, I just want this. That's what I want. And I wanted to tell him, listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You do you and let me do me. I told you I didn't want that. You still trying to get me to buy it. So now I explained to you why I don't want it, and now you're trying to make me feel like I'm crazy, which I don't feel like that. But I'm just saying, you want to try to make me feel like I'm crazy because I want to protect my health. So I had to go through this whole explanation, which I felt like I didn't have to go through. But anyway, I want to say down with depression and up with joy, Aja. Featherlite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Up with
That's my
joy.
That's my hot topic. Okay. I don't have any news topics today. None of that. I just don't. I just want to say down with depression and up with joy, because I heard about this little story, not a little story, but the story of this modern-day Romeo Juliet couple. They were apparently like this popular internet couple, I guess Instagram, YouTube. I think they would post quite a few videos on YouTube. And a lot of the young people really fancied their relationship and admired their relationship. And the young girl in the relationship, she committed suicide because she felt like the boy cheated on her, was unfaithful to her, but he actually only took another young lady out to a dinner or a movie or something. And so the young girl committed suicide, and then people began to internet bully him, saying that he was at fault because if he had not have been unfaithful to the young girl, she would not have committed suicide, and they had this cute relationship. So people were let down, and they began to berate him for going out with the other young lady. And so, consequently, this young man committed suicide. So we have two beautiful young people that possibly could have grown up to have their own little couple show, something not wretched, I hope. And now they're both gone. And so I just wish that we had, I don't even know how to say this. There just needs to be more of an open space for people to really talk about their feelings and what they're going through. I saw on Twitter one day, this young man tweeted, hey, do anybody ever just call your boy and say, hey, man, how you doing today? And I was like, man, that is so good, because we need that. We really do. I'm good at that with just talking to people, and I guess it's the way that I ask them how they're doing. They know that they can open up and talk to me and tell me their innermost feelings, and I'm actually going to listen. And so people do talk to me. And
me too.
It would be really, really helpful to your friends if you do open up that space for them to be able to talk about being depressed or I'm worried. Maybe you're not depressed. You may just be worried about something. And you don't always, you don't always have to feel like you need to solve that problem, because so many of us are problem solvers. But sometimes a person just needs to talk, because that's what therapy is. The therapists don't give you solutions. They just allow you, they create that space where you can open up and speak freely. And then you come up with your own solutions.
Without fear of judgment.
To do. Exactly. And that's another thing. As friends, we don't need to judge. We shouldn't judge our friends and say, "Oh, girl, get over it. Just pray about it. You'll be all right." You can't just pray about everything. Even if you pray about it, you still have to take some type of action to try to resolve those issues and things that are going on. So I just wanted to say that. Just down with depression, up with joy. And as we mentioned, I believe it was the other week we mentioned that if you feel like you're having some issues like that, pick up that phone and call one of these crisis centers and ask for the help that you need.
I made a call to a friend of mine. Her daughter, she has twin daughters, and one was coming into town. The other one is not the sweetest daughter that I could ever hear about. And I know this is going to be a big thing for the twin daughter to come in because they usually take sides. So I text her and I said, "Hey, how's it going with your daughter home?" And she said, "It is the worst weekend of my entire life. I have never been so depressed in all of my life." And I thought, oh my goodness. And I gave her some, words of encouragement. And then later I said, when you are ready to talk, whether you want to just meet and have coffee like we do sometimes, I said, I am here, because I could tell she really needed to unload. She really did. And one other time I called her and I said, "Hey, Beatrice, how are you today?" And I don't just say, "Hi," and it's just blah, 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 blah. I really want to know how people are. So I said, "Hi, how are you today?" And she said, "Oh, good." But I could read, I have this ability to sense through things. And I could read in between the lines, and I said, "Are you really?" And she texts back and said, "Well, no, I'm not. Aww. And like you said, sometimes it helps to just be an ear to somebody who really needs to let some things out and not feel like you have to solve the problem. But sometimes just letting them talk, they can really just hear what they're saying and go like, I think I know what I need to do. So we need to be there for each other. We really do, especially in these times. These are some really strange times.
And these young people, they are just, they're really, really struggling. That they're experiencing a lot of depression. I was having a conversation with some young people last weekend, and they were speaking about the depression existing in their age group. And I said, I knew that they were depressed, but it's just, when you constantly hear this, it's like, man, what are we going to do? How can we help these babies?
Right.
How can we help them? Speaking of babies, and then I want to hear your quote, Featherlite, but speaking of babies, whew, Lord have mercy. Okay, so I go into the schools on a regular basis, and I don't know if it's just the job of teaching now, or if the parents are not, I guess, given that parental guidance like we used to have back with Big Mama and the neighbors getting involved in helping and parenting, community parenting. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the children they just come and they just don't have any kind of home training. You remember when people used to say, "You don't have any home training."
Right.
I don't know if
that was an insult.
Don't have. Yes, yes. I don't know if the children just don't have the home training or if the teachers are just so stressed. But I tell you, when I go into these schools on a daily basis and I hear the way that these teachers are talking to these children and yelling at them, I mean, they yell at them. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? You're not supposed to. I mean, yelling at these children. And see, for me, that would be traumatic because I didn't grow up with parents yelling at me. My parents never yelled at me. So that would just be extremely traumatic for me to have to. It's traumatic when I hear it. I'm like, Lord,
I would imagine.
I would imagine. Sometimes I want to turn around and say, you really don't have to yell at that baby like that. You really don't. That's a child. That's an 8-year-old child. Why are you yelling like that? It's just crazy. It's horrible. So I see why these schools try to keep parents from prevent them from coming in to monitor the teacher and their students because, I mean, not all teachers are treating their children like that, of course. But I tell you, I see it quite often, and something needs to be done about that. So I don't know if it's, like I said, the parents, or if it's just the job of teaching has just become too stressful, and these teachers just can't handle it. But something needs to change. So I would say, parents, talk to your children. Talk to your children and try to see what's going on, what type of relationship they have with their teachers, because that can be very hurtful and damaging and detrimental to a child if they have to hear their teacher not just even yelling at them, but yelling at the next student. You're still being assaulted because you have to hear that, and they don't have. They shouldn't have to endure that. Those children shouldn't have to go through that. And I know some of these parents at home talking just as bad, so it's probably normal for some children. But I think that a child should not have to be forced to be subjected to such cruel and unusual treatment in a school setting like that. That's supposed to be a place where they can go and learn, be with some friends, make some friends, and learn how to socialize, and not be yelled at like they're being yelled at by a correctional officer. Because that's what it's like. These children, they literally have to walk down the halls like prisoners, because in some of these schools, they make the children walk with their hands behind their back, and they have to walk up against the wall, and they can't speak.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. They are conditioning them. They are conditioning them. Oh.
Yeah, they have to walk up aside the wall with their hands behind their backs. And, I guess in some instances that may be necessary, because I have been in some schools where the children are allowed, and these are the high schools, where the children are allowed to walk freely through the halls, and they do fight. But, again, that's why I say maybe it's something that starts in the home. And, I mean, teaching does start in the home. But so many of the parents, they depend on the schools to teach them. Don't depend on no school to teach your children. You need to be teaching your child at home. Teach them how to read.
6 years past.
Work with them. Yes. Work with them at home. Teach them those home skills and home training. And manners. I'm going to keep drilling that. That's one thing I'm going to keep talking about, because some of these children, they just don't have any manners. And it comes from the parents. Now, I'm not teaching these children any manners. I had to straighten this little boy up yesterday. Oh, my God. I mean, they don't even know how to step to the side to allow other people to walk on the sidewalk. You think, what, y'all not teaching your children to step to the side when they see a senior citizen? I'm saying that I'm a senior citizen, but I'm just saying, do you not talk to your children about manners? I mean, I really would like to know that. Are parents teaching manners anymore? Do you teach your children to
That is a good question.
When they say, I mean, step to the side when you see somebody walking. Don't just stand in the sidewalk. Step to the side. I had to tell this little boy, step to the side, and he got mad. Oh, don't be putting your hands on me, and so. Like, boy, I had to tell him I'm an adult. Better step back. I'll jack your ass. I'm not one of these teachers. Shoot. And we'll be fighting right on this curb. take my purse and smack you like my dear. You better get out the way. Bad brat. Anyway, so I wouldn't jack a child. I wouldn't jack him because I know how to use words, and that's what I did. I used my words and straightened him up quickly. It only took a few sentences and a look straight in his eyes to let him know, boy, I'm not playing. Boy, I'm not your mama. Boy, I'm not one of these teachers, and I'm certainly not one of your friends. So you better find somebody else to play with. Somebody trying to help you. Oh, he got it. He got it good. He got it good. So I hope that would help him in life. And I wasn't trying to, like, be mean to the little boy or anything like that. But it's just about teaching
somebody has
children
to tell them
what's right and what's wrong.
Has to tell them.
Manners. Yeah, manners. We learned manners and etiquette when I was a child. I don't know if they have that now. I just don't. I think the schools, these institutions are so busy trying to teach these children to the test. You really don't have that one-on-one time to really work with these poor little children and teach them just life skills, certain things about life. But I commend all teachers. I'm not trying to berate teachers or anything. I do commend them all because that's a tough job. That's a very, very difficult job. Because they're wearing many hats.
These days.
I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And they need to pay these teachers more. I believe that all teachers' salaries should start at $80,000. $80,000 minimum.
Dealing with these children?
Yeah. Because you have to be a counselor, a nurse, and psychologist, and referee. Oh, yeah, they need to pay them at least $80,000. And in places like D.C. or California, where the cost of living is extremely expensive, they should have six figures. They really should. I've always felt like that. They deserve six figures. They are molding.
They're grooming the future. They are grooming the future.
Yeah, and then maybe they wouldn't be so stressed out because then they would have the income to go and get that massage that they need when they've had a stressful week, so they won't come back and yell at those children. Right. Absolutely.
They're definitely not being paid well at all.
No, they're not. And then I'll say this, and I'm going to get off this topic. When I was in Detroit working with the teachers, of course, people are familiar with what the Detroit teachers have been going through. If you're not, you can Google all of that. They haven't had a raise in years, mistreated. I mean, you know what happened with Detroit. The whole bottom was pulled out of Detroit. And with that, a lot of people, of course, left Detroit, which means a lot of the teachers left Detroit, which left the schools just completely decimated, in a sense. And so many of the teachers in this affluent suburb of Detroit called Moss, I think it's Moss Point or Moss Grove, looks completely different from the rest of Detroit, like East Side Detroit and all of that. It looks completely different. And what happened is those parents came together and they went to the school board and they told the school board, we want our teachers to be as comfortable as possible because they are teaching our children. And so guess what? Those teachers have in their contract, whereas a masseuse comes in and massages their shoulders so that they can feel relaxed. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's a white district. It's a white district, primarily white and affluent. But because those parents came together and stood up for their children. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So the teachers were taken care of. So I said all of that to say, because we were having this discussion today, parents and the community really have to get involved. You guys will be shocked and appalled to see what's going on in the school system and the plans that they have, future plans for schools. Mm-hmm. So pay attention. Mm-hmm. Go to your school board meetings. Get on the school board. Run for an office. Just get involved however you can. Force these schools to change their policies so that you can come there and spend more time with your child. Like a lot of the Latino parents, they love coming to the schools to have lunch with their children. And some of the schools don't want them to come. They don't want them to come and bring the lunch to their children, but that's part of their culture, to sit and have lunch with their children, because many of them are stay-at-home moms in some of these schools. I'm not saying that all Latino women don't work and they just at home. I'm just saying some of these mothers
that is
stay-at-home moms.
Their culture.
Yes, and they bring their children their food, which I don't blame them, because I mean, Mother Dunning speaks about how she brings her grandson his food. She's in Mississippi. She takes her son lunch, her grandson his lunch, because he doesn't like the food at school, so she takes him lunch. Yeah, but see, some of the schools, they just don't want these children to be able to have that access to their parents and their own food, and they try to make them feel bad because the parents want to bring them food. That's just stupid. That's stupid. Anyway, Featherlite, because I went on a whole little tangent. I do that sometimes when I'm just exhausted. I just start rambling, so forgive me.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Okay, I did.
All right. Quote of the day. Actually, I have several. This is a good one. I am mine before I am anyone else's. I am mine before I am anyone else. I belong to me. And sometimes we forget about that, especially when we get involved with someone else. We get so wrapped up in another being when we come first. I thought about this with the Romeo and Juliet couple. There's a couple that just committed suicide. The way I thought about that, beyond the sadness of the whole thing, is because this boy, and I'm sure he's not a full-grown adult yet, took another girl out, she felt that she had no reason to live. All of her life was wrapped up in that boy, obviously, because that was so devastating to her that she felt that I don't need to live anymore because he doesn't care for me anymore, and so my life is worthless. And that's how I looked at that, because there's something missing there that young girl felt like that. No? My other quote is, I deserve pleasure in my life.
Hey, I sure do. I
deserve pleasure in my life. And that is part of the sacral chakra, which we will talk about the second part of the show. You deserve pleasure. It doesn't have to be strife and fear and heartache and pain and frustration every day, all day, 24/7. Now, this is a quote that talks about the heart and the mind. And we're going to do a spirit talk in a minute. But I wanted to share this quote to give the audience a kind of an idea of where this spirit talk is going. The mind, first of all, the heart already knows what the mind is still trying to figure out. That's the quote. The heart already knows what the mind is still trying to figure out, because the mind is always thinking. The mind has to move in order to think. It cannot be stationary if it's seeking answers, right? So it has to move forward. Tomorrow, Friday. Ooh, I'm waiting for Friday. I wonder what's going to happen Friday. This causes anxiety, or backwards, which can cause excessive worry. I wish I had done it this way. I should have done it that way. Should have said that. The heart already knows. The heart generates the largest amount of electromagnetic field in the body than anything, 60 times more than the mind. So, Buck Rose and I are going to do a spirit talk with you, with the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Now, when I entertain the theory that as spirits in the spirit world, we make the choice to come to the planet and experience being human, to learn, and that we all have certain missions, I also began to consider the possibility that we request other spirits to come into our human world and help us on our journey. But by the time we get here, we have forgotten. We've forgotten that we've asked these spirits, I need you to come into my life and help me learn this lesson. And I may get irritated with you, but this is a lesson that I need to learn. So I thought of different conversations that these spirits might be having, while they're in the spirit world. And I call this spirit talk or spirit conversation. And it might sound a little odd, I know. But I thought of a spirit conversation, and then I thought, I wonder if there's some quotes between the mind and the heart. And I actually found that some quotes are out there with the mind and the heart speaking to each other. So I thought that was really nice. I said, I'm not alone. There are other crazy people out in the world. So I wanted to share.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. A little different. So just imagine this is the heart. Okay, the heart is like a little ball. It's red. It's got these big, wide, inquisitive eyes, and it's got these little tubes that's sticking on the right side and one tube sticking on the other side, for the arteries and all. And then the brain, right, there you go. And so the brain is pink. It's like a little pink rubber ball, and it's got these lines, and it looks like the brain. And it has these big glasses because it's always thinking, and it's always moving, so it's skipping. So the heart says to the brain, "Brain, what do you want to do tonight?" And brain says, "Let's second guess every decision we've ever made." And so heart says, no, because heart wants to have a free, fun life, okay? So that's how they sort of interact together. They're so close to each other, but they're on different paths, so to speak. So here's another one. Brain says, "Heart, we've got a problem. What do you think we should do?" And so heart says, "Let's complain about it until it magically disappears." But that's how heart looks at things. I don't want to worry. I don't want to think too hard. I don't want to dissect it. Let's just complain and it'll go away. And by the way, heart always carries a little butterfly with her wherever she goes.
Aww.
Now here's the last one, and then we're going to do our spirit talk. So heart and brain, or heart and mind, however you want to look at it, they're looking for a home. So in front of them, to the left, there's this little house. It's orange. It says, in front of the house, written on the house, it says, "The past." And then it's boarded up. So it's the past. And then over to the that's the far left. Then over to the far right, there's a sign that says, "The future under development." Okay, and there's a little butterfly flying around. And so heart and mind are looking at the places, and right in front of them, a few feet away, is a house that says, "The moment." The moment, right here. Mm-hmm. So the mind is looking at the past, and he's going, because he's thinking about the past, what he should have done. And then heart is pointing to the moment, and heart says gleefully, "Let's live here." So that's how the mind and the heart are always in contact with each other. They're always going fondly, but always going against each other. Heart wants to do this, but mind wants to do that. So we are going to do a spirit talk or a spirit conversation for you, audience, of the mind, the heart, and the spirit.
Yes. Well, the heart is very big and at times can be too trusting. The heart believes that there are many others who feel as she does or he does, wants to love and enjoy life and other beings. However, the mind is practical and has to keep busy analyzing things and stay useful, rehearsing the past, dissecting the future, staying alert, and can be overly tense at times. But the spirit knows all there to guide, all there is to guide. So, our spirit conversation, let's start with the heart. Heart.
I want to go out and play.
Mind.
You'll get hurt again.
Heart.
No, I won't. I'll be careful this time.
Mind.
You said that the last time, heart, and the time before that, and the time before that.
Heart.
I know. You don't have to keep reminding me, brain. You're so judgmental. Always nagging. Analyzing.
Mind.
Just trying to keep you safe, heart. I didn't put all those bars and locks and gates up for nothing.
Heart.
Don't forget the covered windows and that big, ugly keep out sign you keep putting up when I wasn't looking.
Mind.
It's my job to analyze and ponder and rehearse and edit all past mistakes and keep bringing them to surface. That's what I do.
Mm-mm. And the heart says,
and you're good at it. Too good. And I appreciate you looking out mine. But it gets bothersome sometimes. I want to enjoy life, not hide from the fear of this or that. Life can be beautiful, and I have a lot to give. I'm going back out. Remove all that stuff that's blocking me.
mind to spirit.
Spirit, do you hear this? She hasn't had enough heartbreak. She's not listening to me, Spirit. I know the facts. I'm trying to help.
Spirit says,
let her experience life. How else will she learn? Each adventure is a lesson. She becomes wiser of not just this hologram of a world, but of herself, more authentic. In mind, that's why she's here, to experience life and learn and have some fun, too.
and the mind says,
well, can I go with her?
heart.
No, mine will take the fun out of it. I learned from the last time.
Spirit.
Heart, you have learned a great deal over time. Many things. I am so proud of you. But until you learn your boundaries, you can go out, but take mind with you, just in case.
Mind.
I get to go.
Heart.
Shoot.
And the mind.
Shoot. You ready? I sure am.
Spirit.
Those two, I tell you. Namaste.
Namaste. Well, that was a interesting conversation between the heart, the mind, and the spirit that plays out, I'm sure, like, on a regular basis with people.
Yes,
and we never even really thought about that.
Going. Right, they're constantly going at each other. Sometimes the heart makes a decision, and sometimes the mind makes a decision, but the spirit knows all.
Spirit knows all. The spirit knows all, and I imagine there are some people that only make decisions like analytically or with their mind, and they don't use their heart. And there are some people that may not use their mind or use their brain, and they only think and make decisions rather from what they feel, their inner feelings of their heart.
Right.
So you would say we need a balance?
Well, first of all, as the spirit was trying to explain to mind, heart is here. We are here to learn through experience. And as I was saying earlier, we choose to come here. This is just my belief. We choose to come here so that we can learn from past mistakes, past karmas. And there may be some difficult things that we have to go through to learn these things. They may be painful, but if we can just think about what it was that we went through and learned something from it, rather than torturing ourselves for the rest of our lives, giving ourselves a life prison sentence over some thing that we feel that we should have done differently, if we can learn from that and then become more and more authentic, then we could put more feelings into what we do, which really our emotions are the ones that cause us to make the decisions that we do. And if we are not balanced, like in this particular instance, this particular story, heart doesn't know her boundaries. She doesn't set boundaries when she does allow people to come into her life. She doesn't say, no, I don't really like that. I don't like when you do that. So that's what the spirit was saying. The heart, until you learn your boundaries, I think you should take mind with you, because mind will remind you, okay, that's kind of what you did last time. You let someone cross boundaries that you haven't set up. So it just depends on what else you need to learn. But emotions are extremely important. I don't think that we should go through life shielding our emotions, not expressing our emotions, and that's kind of what heart is about. You know, you have to get out and love. You have to get out and express yourself. So heart has been locked up, and I can relate to that. Bars and fences and gates and all kinds of locked up the windows so nobody can come in. But eventually you have to go out, or you're not going to learn what you need to learn.
You have to go out and you have to let some people in.
Right. And enjoy life. You deserve a right for pleasure. You deserve to have pleasure in your life, and that's what heart is trying to say. I mean, I'm stuck in this place and I'm not having any fun. I want to have some fun.
I want to have fun.
Mine just wants to think all day. Like, let me think about this. Let me rehearse everything that I did last year that I should have done differently. You know?
Constantly replaying actions and decisions and interactions. Mind editing. And just live your life. Live your life and love it. Of course, you think about things and ponder over things, but you have to just live your life. Sometimes just let go, be free. Yes, let it flow.
Let it go before it gets in the way.
Ooh, let it go, baby. All right. Well, I like that little spirit conversation. Featherlite, thank you. Yeah. All right. So, let me see. You want to just kind of introduce what we're getting ready to talk about when we come back after break, numerology, and then we'll go into our sex and sacral chakra.
We're not going to do the Nina Simone?
Yeah, when we come back from break.
Okay.
Nina Simone, we'll have our African spirit. So, but we're going to talk about numerology also after we share our piece on Nina Simone. So, you're going to tell us, what about this numerology, Featherlite? Well, I hear the music. We can go ahead on and take a break. That's perfect. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. You are tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. While we're on break, be sure to go on to Black Talk Media Network page and donate and sign up for BTR, and we'll be right back.
Black Talk Radio, your choice for digital black radio. New black media for the new millennium.
And we are back. You are tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show, and it is time for our African Spirit segment. And tonight we are honoring Nina Simone. You know what? When we introduce the African Spirit segment, I need to have I should play my djembe, play a little music, like a little drum, a little African music, something like that. So,
right,
yeah, I think that'll be quite fitting. But tonight we are honoring again one of my favorites, Nina Simone. Nina Simone, and people that may have listened to the radio show, they've heard me say that I'm going to adopt Nina Simone's speaking ways, because I just love her voice. Oh my God, I just love Nina Simone's voice. And she was born in North Carolina, Tryon, North Carolina. And you would think the way she speaks that she was, I don't know, born in the Gambia or somewhere. I just love her voice. Right. When I found out she was born in I said, North Carolina. I said, Nina Simone. I said, what now? I've been thinking you come from, I don't know, somewhere, not North Carolina. But she was born February the 21st in 1933 in Tryon, North Carolina. She died April 21st, same day the Prince passed, in 2003 in Carrie Roette's Funk. She was a R&B, jazz, blues, folk, soul, classical, gospel musician, artist. There's a great documentary on Nina Simone on Netflix. You can check that out. She was married to Andy Stroud from 1961 to 1971 and Donald Ross from 1958 to 1960. She was one of the most extraordinary artists of the 20th century, an icon of American music. She was a consummate musical storyteller, a griot, as she would come to learn, who used her remarkable talent to create a legacy of liberation, empowerment, passion, and love through a magnificent body of work. She earned the moniker High Priestess of Soul, for she could weave a spell so seductive and hypnotic that the listener lost track of time and space as they became absorbed in the moment. She was who the world would come to know as Nina Simone. And when she passed, she left a timeless treasure trove of musical magic spanning over 4 decades, from her first hit, the 1959 top 10 classic, I Love You Porgy, to A Single Woman, the title cut from her one and only 1993 Electra album. Now, one of my favorite songs by Nina Simone is Here Comes the Sun. And I like the jazz mix of it, actually. The music is just, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful melody. I just absolutely love it. And I actually really just became familiar with this song like a couple of years ago. But she was considered a child prodigy because she was so talented with playing the piano. She could play by ear at the age of 3.
Whoa, 3!
Yep. Now, she was born Eunice Kathleen Wayman. And she played the piano but didn't sing in her mother's church. And I think it was the documentary that I watched on her that spoke about how she began to go work in this nightclub, and the nightclub manager told her, well, you need to sing too. And so that's how she started singing. She was actually just trained in classical piano, but the nightclub owner wanted her to sing also, so she began singing. So that's Nina Simone, and we could go on and say more and more and more about her. She was just such a prolific artist, and of course she was around during the movement. She was involved, and that's how she wrote her song, Mississippi Goddamn. And I also love I Put a Spell on You. And she says that, I put a spell on you. I love that one. I absolutely love that. Her husband was abusive, which in turn caused her to be abusive to her daughter. I was pretty disheartened to hear that. That was kind of sad and touching to hear that, what she experienced. Such a beautiful person. Such a beautiful person. And to have experienced what she did. I could just only imagine. I can only imagine. But we love Nina Simone, so we want to honor her tonight for our African Spirit segment. And let's see, Scotty, do we have that clip that we can play from Nina Simone?
I think what you're trying to ask is why am I so insistent
speaking about
upon
blackness? I love to hear her
giving out to them that blackness, that black power, that black pushing them to identify with black culture. I think that's what you're asking. I have no choice over it. In the first place, to me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people. I mean that in every sense, outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture that is surpassed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it. So again, I think I've said this before in the same interview. I think at some time before, my job is to somehow make them curious enough or persuade them by hook or crook to get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them, and I will do it by whatever means necessary. When I'm finished working, as tired as I am, and my work completely takes all my energy, unfortunately, but when there are kids who come backstage afterwards who want to talk or who are moved to the point, sometimes they're moved to tears, I want to know more about it, and they shake my hand and they kiss me and they want to talk about their problems. I find the time to do so as much as I can. I discourage breakfasts and speeches because I don't make speeches, but I will go out of my way, in spite of the fact that I'm too tired to do it, to talk to them at least for 5 minutes or so, to to sock to them the same message that I just finished doing on stage, and perhaps to hear some of their grievances, or just to make them feel that they are not alone. Because when you have a few colored kids in a huge white college, any way you cut it, they are alienated, and they feel it. So when I come, I feel a responsibility. They're so glad to see me because I represent something to them, and I can't give them enough, you know. They need me. They need me, and when I'm needed, I have to give. I curse myself afterwards for having no voice usually, and being so exhausted that I can't do anything for myself. But when they need me for, and the most important thing is, they are our future. It's an investment as far as I am concerned. When I invest time in young people from colleges, I know that I'm going to get that bread back. You know, bread cast upon the water comes back. Because when I see them doing their thing one day, and I'm too old to do anything but sit and look at them, I'm going to say, well, I was part of that. I never intend for my children to look at me and be ashamed and say, Mama, why didn't you do something? I will have done mine. And so every time I talk to them, it's an investment to me.
That was the late, great Nina Simone. When Nina Simone passed, she passed in her sleep at her home. And her funeral service was attended by Miriam Makeba, Patti LaBelle, poet Sonia Sanchez, and actor Ossie Davis, and hundreds of others. Elton John even sent a floral tribute with the message, "You were the greatest, and I love you," and the legacy continues. I think Scotty has a question about Nina Simone, because North Carolina, that's your area, Scotty.
Yeah, I sometimes refer to myself as a Afro-Carolinian because because of our rich history here as the 13th colony of the so-called American colonies. And I'm not talking about victims of slavery. I'm talking about a lot of free African Americans here in North Carolina. But I answered my own question as I posted that I looked it up, and Tryon is a town in Polk County. But see, I'm in Gaston County, and because, like she was saying, she was trying to get young people saying we don't know anything about ourselves and to look and discover all of this history. Well, that's got to start where you live, where you are locally, where your parents are from, where your grandparents are from. And so I did that research after listening to elders like her, Malcolm X and others who get you interested in John Henry Clark. You know, and mine just led to like Native Americans here, and then also, and I can't help this, but it's a Scottish. Well, he was born. His parents was from Scotland, and they immigrated here. They were born. Our ancestor was born in, I think it was Connecticut, and then they moved down here. And a very prominent family called the Rankins, and then they some of their descendants intermarried with African Americans of the free black people, and that's their history that we don't know about. We know a lot about the enslavement of our people, and so I'm not trying to separate us, because while they were enslaving our brothers and sisters that they were enslaving, they're also terrorizing black people who were free. And so, like on New Abolitionist Radio, we were sharing the history of free black people helping our brothers and sisters escape to freedom. But, you know, it just led me to that research of North Carolina in the rich history that what I call them Afro-Carolinians. And so, you know, I don't know if she is part of the free African American community or the enslaved ones, because they were enslaved here in North Carolina too, as a 13th colony, but, you know, just the point of knowing thyself, if I could break down what she was really saying, know thyself. All of us have unique stories, you know, but that's the rich history of North Carolina and black people.
Indeed.
That's interesting. Thank you.
In North Carolina. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had heard there were more free people there than people give credit for.
Absolutely.
And not everybody was not all blacks were enslaved there. And isn't that is that the one that's off the island? Is that South Carolina? There's people that speak
a lot of the Geechee people, what they call Geechee people.
Yeah, that's the Sacral Islands. Shout out to Reginald. I forget his last name, but I interviewed him about that situation of them trying to take their land. But that's Sacral Islands, the Gullah Geechee.
Oh, they're trying to take the land?
They were. They've been defending it, but this was years ago when I first interviewed them. But that's off the coast of South Carolina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So much rich history in that area. The Carolinas, North Kakalaki. All right. All right. So that was our African spirit honoree, the late great Nina Simone. I love to hear when she says the whole world. Ooh, I can't wait to get my language together like that. The world, the world. You got blackness in the world. I have to keep practicing. But anyway, right now we are going to talk a little bit about numerology, and then we'll move into our sex and the Chakra. Okay. Featherlite.
All right. So numerology, there is a lot to it. And so tonight I'll just kind of skim a little bit. This will not be, we won't go too in-depth because it is really a very deep topic. But I did want to kind of let the audience know about it. Here in Mind, Body, and Spirit, we are here to inspire, uplift, enlighten, motivate, and empower. We are like a smorgasbord. And like any other smorgasbord, some things you may be able to accept, some things you may just want to pass, some things you might just want to try because you might be glad you did. So, we're talking about one of the secrets that have been hidden for a long time, hidden from us as people of color. And some of the things that we learned that we're coming to knowledge about, we're becoming aware of, we're learning about, but actually we already know. It's just coming back into awareness. We already know this. So this is about numerology. While it is accepted that the ancient cultures of China, India, and Egypt were familiar with numerology long before the Greeks began using it. In most books, it still gives credit to the Greeks, just like they give credit to the Greeks for medicine and music and math and art and whatever else. So we know that these ancient practices, most of them were from the motherland. So there are 9 primary numbers. First of all, it is believed that the entire universe is composed of mathematical patterns, and that all things can be expressed in numbers. You ever hear the expression, it's all about the numbers? So really, anything can be reduced to numbers, and that's how we know the sound of the universe. Researchers and scientists calculated the sound of the universe by the rhythms and the vibrations, and they reduced it to numbers, then they put it to words, and now we know it as Om, O-H-M. That is the sound of the universe, and what people do when they're practicing meditation. There are 9 primary numbers in numerology, 1 through 9, and every number, regardless of how big it is, can be simplified to these primary numbers. You take a number like say 18,746. You add the numbers together, it totals 26, and then you add 2 and 6 together, and then you get 8. So everything is reduced. Now there's certain exceptions, like 11, 22, 33, and 44. Those are known as master numbers. They have certain specific meanings and certain specific powers. So when you get those numbers, when you add up, say for instance your birth date, or you do your name, and if you get those numbers, 11, 22, 33, or 44, you don't reduce those. There's certain meanings for those numbers. The most important number is your life path. And that, your life path tells you so much about where you're going, what you're doing in your life. Your life path cannot be changed because your life path is figured on your birth name. And your birth name is how you figure your life path. It cannot be changed. Not your everyday name. Like if someone says, my name is Nikki. What's your birth name? Your birth name is Stacy Marie Jackson or whatever. So these numbers are figured on the name you came here with, because the name that you came here with has a lot of vibrational power. It is the most important thing in the universe. Now, what can numerology do for me? You can identify your strengths and weaknesses, your hidden talents and needs, future trends and possibilities, and your purpose in life. It is said that that self-knowledge is the key to success and happiness. Like we just said, know thyself. Knowing what your inner skills are as well as what lies ahead allows you to plan for the future. And as you can imagine, having this knowledge of who you are and where you're going can provide you with a greater insight into others that you'll come into contact with and the world around you. So, what's in a name? What's in a number? It's a lot. Numbers don't lie. You ever heard that phrase? Numbers don't lie. Everything is based on numbers. Numerology is as old as man himself. Have you noticed how some numbers follow you through your life? Your hotel room number may keep showing up. Many people are walking around and they have no idea what their lucky number is. Everybody has a lucky number, or their past number, or their destiny number, or their expression or soul urge number. Everyone has one. It's based on your name, it's based on your birth date, and even your telephone number can influence your career. Did you know that, Black Rose?
I did not, but I've always been very particular about my telephone number, and I picked it up from my granny because back in the day when we used to have our numbers changed all the time, then and my grandmother, I don't think she used to change her number often, but like we used to change our phone numbers, and I don't even know how it started, but she would always have this thing. She was very particular about the phone number that the phone company would issue. And so she would sit on the phone sometimes, and she would say, "Oh, that's not a good number. I don't like that." And I just recall growing up being the same way. I would say, "No, I don't like that. That doesn't have a good ring to it. Oh, I can't memorize that one. No, I don't like the way that flows." And so I've always been very particular about my phone number, just because, I don't know, my granny was so into it. And sometimes I think that those things are just like inherent, and we don't know why we do them, but like Daughters of the Dust say on that film, it's just in we. There's certain things that are in us that come out, and we may not even know why we like those things or do those things or behave that way or prefer a certain thing, but it's just in we.
Right. And a lot of it is coming out now. A lot of things are coming out that we really didn't know was there. You may say, I don't know how I knew that, but I just knew. You know. Mm-hmm. I guess I picked it up from my mother about phone numbers. It has to have a certain sound to it. I didn't know that it was as important as it is. But your phone number, when we do, I did my phone number. What you do is you take your phone number, like 212-555-1212. So you add 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5, and you go on. You get 26. You add 2 plus 6 is 8. So there is a chart the numerologists use to figure out, okay, this person has 8. So what does this say as to where their path is going? Now, your phone number, of course, can change. Your birth date will always stay the same. So if your phone number says a particular, added up to that one single digit, says a particular, puts you in a particular path that you don't want to be in. For instance, I did Black Rose's number, and her telephone number came up to 4. And when I read what 4 is, Black Rose says, I don't like that. Okay, this doesn't say that this is you, but this is what this number represents. And if this number represents a path that you do not want to be on, then telephone numbers are easy to change. Now, my number came up to a master number. It came up to 11.
You know what? Now, I have another phone number, so I need for you to do that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will be happy to do that. Give it to me right quick. Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. Just send it to me. Okay, so 11. Now, if anybody wants to just take your telephone number and add each digit.
Add each digit.
Come up. Yes, add each digit. Let's see, 281. Add 2 plus 8 plus 1. 676, whatever that was, you add that to 6, and then plus 6. 676, plus 7, plus 6. Add the last 4 numbers. You should come up with a double digit. When you come up with the double digit, add those 2 digits together, with the exception of, as I said before, 22, 11, 33, or 44, which are master numbers. Now, my number, just to give you an idea, master number 11. If anyone comes up with 11, 11 is the first master number. It's a higher vibration of 2. Its keywords are altruism and community. That says.
And what are the master numbers again? What are the master numbers again?
11, 22, 33, and 44. Just think. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it is one of the most difficult vibrations because the demand for high standards is constant. 11 is an esoteric master number of spiritual import. It bestows courage, power, and talent with strong feelings of leadership. This is a difficult energy to handle. See, the numbers have energy. Okay, so each number has its own vibrational energy, and energies have power. If you can remember that true mastery is service, it's still part of 11, and remain modest in the face of fame and recognition, you'll be able to deal with whatever comes your way. So I'm that kind of says me. I'm about service. I'm about community. I'm about altruism. I'm very spiritual. So I'm pretty. Keywords is emotionalism. I'm an empath. Future vision. I'm always looking ahead. Spiritual revelation. Okay, so I'm pretty cool with my number.
what I came up with. The power in your name. Now, your name is the most powerful word in the personal universe. It's the most powerful. It's the first gift that you receive after birth, and it was chosen specifically for you. Sometimes we choose our own names, but we're going with the birth name, okay? The name that you were given when you came. Your name has to do with the ways and reasons that you project what you do in the world. That's how important your name is. Now, your everyday name, you can also do numerology report on that. It represents the general aspects of you that you choose to project to others. As I said before, somebody's name may be Shirley, but she wants to go by Bianca because she doesn't feel like a Shirley, because that's the way she wants to project herself to others. You set an agenda for the interactions that you want to have with them and the world at large. So this is what you put yourself on display. Now, the middle name, your birth middle name, that can describe some of your desires or motivations that you may sometimes be puzzled by. It can explain not only why you have them, but can also tell you how to honor them in such a way that you can increase your level of self-knowledge. It represents your inner place of refuge. That's your middle name. Your middle name, it lets you know if the path that you are pursuing is the right one for you. It can describe also your weaknesses in the areas in which you doubt yourself the most. Now, your life path number, and I'll tell you how these numbers are achieved. To get this number, you reduce your birth date to a single digit. Like 1961, 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 1. And of course, you get the month and the day, too. You get the whole thing. July 23rd, 1961. You add 07, okay, because everything is 2 digits. 2 digits. 07, 23, 1951. So my path number, I reduced my path number, I'll share it later. But your path numbers, this is how you get your path number. And the numbers derived from your path number, this is the result of what you project into the world, what you give to the world. Even if you don't like it, this is how you are creating the experience that you encounter. In other words, your life path number, that's the vibrations that gives off. It's like the magnetic forces that draw events to you and your circumstances in life that you go through. So that's very, very important, and you get that number from reducing your entire birthday, your month, your day, and your year to one single digit. And of course, I have a chart. Your expression number, that's your talent and your ability, what you do in the world. To get your expression number, you add together the vowels. Birth name. So in this case, letters are paired with certain numbers, and there's a graph that you go by. Each letter is changed to a number. So my expression number, your expression number, it's easy to work with because it's about the choices that you make. Your path number, that just pretty much lets you know where you're going, and if you're about to go into some pitfalls or repeat some things, you can be aware of that. Now, your expression number, it's workable because that you have choices. You have choices. It's the easiest aspect of your life because you can choose to mold your future. Okay? My expression number is 9. And that's what I came up with when I did the consonant of my birth name. 9 is known for its quiet power and intensity, which attracts people to you. It makes it a very favorable vibration for those who deliver information to others. I'm delivering information. It is very creative vibration. I'm very creative. Doing things in an original or unique way is one of your hallmarks. Like my spirit's form. It states, I have the kind of temperament that rarely backs down from a challenge. It's possible that you're unaware of your amazing power of recovery that acts on both the physical and emotional levels. Many things you have encountered would have completely devastated others, but you manage to bounce back quickly. I always say that. I fall hard. I mean, like bam. But I jump back out and like, I'm okay. I'm okay. This is not to say that I'm numb. I'm back for more. Hit me with what you got. Is that your best? 9 is known for its sensitivity. I'm very sensitive. And romanticism. Let's talk about sex, baby. Okay, so that was pretty accurate for me. I felt like, wow, how did they know all that about me? Okay, your personality number is the way others see you, your outer world. Your personality number, also calls your persona, is one of the 2 main factors is derived from your full name. Okay, that's your quiet self. Your personality number can tell you a lot about those you meet as well as yourself, and it should not be ignored. Now, the persona, my personality number was 5. Did I tell you how to get personality number? Oh, the personality number is calculated by summing the vowels of your, and summing the consonants. So the consonants and the vowels. That's personality number.
That's the personality.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Back up. The soul urge number is calculated by summing the vowels, and the personality number is calculated by summing the consonants.
Okay, so the soul number calculate all of the vowels.
Right.
Okay, personality consonants.
The consonants.
Okay.
The consonants. Now,
what's how do you calculate it again? Now, so say you take the vowels. So say, for instance, Ashira, I have A-S-H-I-R-A. So I have 3 vowels.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah. So how do we add that? How do you calculate it?
Okay.
The 80.
Now, this is a chart that I'm looking at. And it's not something that I can just read over the phone. It's like a graph. Each number, each letter represents a particular number. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Okay. So if people would like to know, then they would have to contact you, and then you could.
Yeah, any numerologist. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Right, and a full report gives you about 22 numbers. There's so many different numbers that relate to your name and your telephone number, your date of birth, your full name, your expression name, the name that you go by. It is so
It is so intricate, but it is so on point. It's just amazing how each number carries its own vibration. For instance, I have talked before about having my throat chakra closed, and I'm going to close it because we need to get to the sacral chakra.
Yes,
and I thought that it was
from the messages. They're ready to hear about this sex.
but it is something to look into. Again, it is something that was from the motherland, so don't think that it was from the Greeks like you may see in books. And anything from the motherland, you know that it's something that it is still within us. It is still within us, and it works. You know, other people are using numbers to make their lives to make it more wealthy, more prosperous, and maybe something to look into. Also, the numbers can tell you about your karma. That's another thing. It can tell you about your karma that you need to work on, so that you won't have to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Now, let's get into the sacral chakra and how we can make it better. The sacral chakra is the third of the 7 major chakras, and it deals with, its element is water. The gemstones are citron, amber, fire agate. Its orientation is self-gratification. Its goals are pleasure, healthy sexuality, feeling. Its right is to feel. Each one of our chakras has a right. So the sacral chakra, which is the second one, is located about 2 inches below your navel. So the sacral chakra, its right is to feel. We have a right to feel. We were talking about feelings earlier. We have a right to feel. And its demon, all the chakras have a demon, something that's challenged. So the demon of the sacral chakra is guilt. Sometimes we actually feel guilty about having pleasure, about enjoying ourselves. So that is the demon of the sacral chakra. Now, if you have some problems with that, you can have fidgety, fear of sex, lack of desire, lack of passion. You're shy, denial of pleasure, fear of change. All these are signs of a deficient sacral chakra. Now, here are some healing strategies: movement therapy, emotional release, inner child work. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Boundary work. I just mentioned that with the heart. Assign healthy pleasures. Do something pleasurable. Enjoy yourself. I deserve pleasure in my life. So let me give the audience an example of how to enjoy pleasure. Try Tantra sex. Tantra is a science, not a religion. Anybody can do it. It's not for certain people, not for certain groups of people. Tantric sex is just one of the many aspects of Tantra. So you don't have to do the whole Tantra thing, because there's a lot of aspects to it, a lot of rituals. You can just do the Tantric sex part. Tantric sex involves slowing things down. Try not to focus on our external bodies. Try not to focus on the orgasm or anything that's outside of the experience of the moment. You lose all inhibitions. There's no shyness, no jumping under the sheets, flicking off the light. Oh, I'm naked. Oh, my stomach is big. None of that. No inhibitions. You're free with yourself. You don't have a focus on having an orgasm. The man does not have a focus on, I hope I do it right. I hope she gets hers. I know I'm going to get mine. It's not about that. Sex becomes more about exchanging pleasures, awakening the senses, and allowing couples to communicate on a deeper level, more of a spiritual level, more of an emotional level.
Lovers are able to establish an intimate connection that can be heightened to, beyond your imagination. It's mind-blowing. So what can it do for you? Sex becomes more spiritual. You're uniting your energies together. It's beyond your genitals. The benefits of Tantra sex: you gain the ability to delay orgasm. You don't have to have it in the first 10 or 15 minutes. You can actually heal past emotional wounds because you're taking your time enjoying each other. You have a deeper connection with your partner. It's not just about touch, feel, kiss, enter, over. You actually rejuvenate your health. You experience ecstatic sexual states. I mean, I heard one description of it's like LSD on sex. It's really intense pleasure. It increases your intimacy, your energy of attraction, your communication, your spirituality. It increases all of that. Now, let me give you some
Featherlite. One time I mentioned to a partner that I was interested in us trying some tantric sex, utilizing some tantric practices, and I really wasn't very thorough and well versed on the information or anything. So the most I could say at that time was, well, it's about breathing and energy and connecting, blah blah blah. And when I mentioned energy, that just turned him off so badly. He was like, well, baby, I'm kind of tired, and that may kind of drain me. So I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. So, I guess you'll go into that also, like how we can introduce tantric to people, to our partner. Okay.
One of the so that I won't forget. Let me go ahead and address this now. One of the things that Westerners feel when it comes to having sexual relationships is evening hours, after dark, after the day is done. Many people, especially in the workplace today, they are dead tired by the time they get home. And the thought of using more than 10 or 15 minutes of energy, it could turn off some people, based on what kind of work they do. So I would suggest when you want to try Tantra sex, try it on the weekend, a Sunday afternoon. I always call it afternoon delight. Don't wait until the evening when you're exhausted. It should be done early in the day. Some of the best sex is morning sex because you're energized. You've got, you're full of energy. So you have to kind of make, because it is going to take more than, just a regular 20, 30 minutes, make it a special thing, role playing. When I remember the first time I tried it, I had some dusting powder. You got the red lights, do things that kind of excite the person. Red lights, Marvin Gaye. You have the aromatherapy going. You're dressed in see-through, beautiful clothes, lingerie. The colors, either black or red, I prefer. Some high heel shoes. Of course, you're looking dazzling. And you set.
I love red high heel shoes.
Oh yes. You say you don't really say. I want to practice Tantra sex. I mean, some people you got to feel people out. I mean, if you're with a pretty conscious person and you ever thought about Tantra sex? You know anything about Tantra sex? Whether they do or not, you can just kind of gather from that, like, then that's when you kind of, I think it'd be kind of fun, something like that. Or just set the tone and just say, we're going to do something different today with sex, or I've got something special planned for us Sunday afternoon. And say little things like, I think you're going to love it and it's going to be sexy. Say things that will get him excited about whatever it is that you've got planned, and then have the mood set. Have the mood set, and do not catch him when he's tired, because he's not going to want to do this extra energy thing. And it has to be fun. Really, Westerners put too much seriousness in sex. It needs to be playful. It needs to. You can say, I'm going to do some role playing. I'm going to be your hotel maid, or I'm going, just whatever, and have on a cute little outfit. That in itself gets them excited. Oh, we're going to do something fun, and bring out your little whip. But really, you've got just like you sell anything else, and you are the salesperson of the year. You can sell an Eskimo and ice cream. Pick out the great things about it that you think would excite a man. And like I said, I had the powder. I had the little it was a feather dusting thing. And just looking at that, you're going like, what you going to do with that powder and the little dusting thing, which you used to dust the person. And honey, set out honey, set out whipped cream, things that something's getting ready to happen. And you don't really have to say, we're going to practice Tantra. We're just going to do something a little different. And then, later you can say, that was a part of Tantra. Did you like it? How to get your partner involved. So if the mystical element of Tantra sex puts your partner off, bear in mind that Tantra is like yoga. It's some people look at it like a spiritual thing. And then some people just want to get into good shape. So you can do Tantra because you want to do something different. You want to spice up your bedroom. You're not really saying, well, I want to start practicing Tantra and change the way I live and all that. You just want to spice up your bedroom. Tell your partner that it's good for the men because it removes all the pressure to perform. It's no pressure on you whatsoever. We're just going to have a good time and just enjoy each other, touchy-feely. Like I said, try role playing. Do things that loosen up. It should be fun. And before you begin, one other tip is don't go straight to the bedroom, because once you get on the bed, this triggers your body, triggers your brain. Oh, it's time to go to bed, and you want to just relax, So stay off the bed. There are other places where you can enjoy one another: the kitchen, the living room, the dining room. Get comfortable. Try lying down with your partner on the floor and slowly start to touch each other, taking your time to just leisurely make your way around your body. Some people don't even know the different moles on the partner's body. Explore your partner's body. Set the scene. Have something that awakens all 5 of the senses. Something to taste. Strawberries, whipped cream, honey. Something for your eyes. That's you. You send the tune, setting the evening with the red light. I love red light. Oh, you can do blue, or you can do green. Make sure that there's aroma in the air. You're boiling. You're burning oil. Let's see. Music. Do not forget the music. And get your massage oil. Who doesn't like a massage? You can start out with, honey, you want me to give you a massage? Who wouldn't want, and have the oil in hand, looking sexy as all get out? And how could they say no? And start with that. And then when they want to move things along a little quicker, just say, oh, no, we're going to make this last. This is going to be good. I want this to last. You haven't seen anything yet. So calm down, the urge to enter for penetration. Do the little tongue fu. Use your tongue just like tongue fu. I mean, you flip it, flick it. Use feather touches with your tongue. Thrust touches with thrusting with your tongue. Just use your mouth. Make it exciting. Do a lot of massaging. You can also start with, honey, let's take a shower together, and have the type of bubble, the shower bath that has a nice aroma to it. Frankincense or lang lang, that's my favorite. And just start massaging each other in the bathtub or in the shower. That way, you know, you're both very clean, and you can lick each other wherever you want to lick each other. So that's always because it's about a lot of touching. So I think that's a good way to start. Start in the bathroom, take a bath together, take a shower together. Don't be so quick to put on clothes. Walk around naked with just high-heeled shoes. I think that's pretty sexy.
I love it. Mm-hmm. You know it, red stilettos, nothing else but my whip.
Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
Stroking your partner, heighten your make senses in slow and intense way, so that you're building your partner to a peak, but not taking them all the way, and vice versa. Performed in the right way, this can prolong your sex for hours, and it just takes practice. You may not last more than, say, 15 minutes the first time, but don't give up. You know, try it again. It takes time to get the grips of it, but once you're into it, you're going to find out what you have been missing. You can let go of the idea of sex being just about an orgasm. It's much, 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 much more. And here's a tip for women. Slow your breathing down as you are about to approach an orgasm. This is what Val Sampson, who's the author of The Art of Mind-Blowing Experience. She says that most women breathe more quickly as they feel themselves peaking and tense up, trying to bring the orgasm on. That's wrong.
Because you're like, oh, honey, I need this.
Yeah.
Instead, don't happen that often. You feel it coming.
I'm going to grab this one while it's here.
Heck yes, bring it.
Instead, relax your stomach, relax your tummy, and take slow, deep breaths into your stomach. No one will know but you. The orgasm will last longer, and it will be much more intense. And that will excite your partner. Bam! I did that.
My goodness. Slow your breathing down and just relax.
Slow your breathing down. Think of the trip rather than the destination. The trip.
Live in the moment. Like what the heart says. Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Just enjoy the moment.
Also, I forgot to tell you this. Before you start, unlock your system. You've been doing whatever all day. It's tense. So shake your body. Get it all loosened up. Get your energies all loosened up so they can flow freely. Freely. And really, like you said to your partner, it is about breathing. And as we talk about breathing on every show, breathing plays such an important role in everything we do. Everything we do. If you will breathe deeply when you're about to go into your orgasm, it will make a world of difference. Just like if you are tense, about to be in an argument or whatever, if you just stop and take a deep breath, it will ride right on by, and you'll make a better decision or better reaction to whatever it is that's going on. It's the same thing with sex.
Love it. Love it.
For a second. Speaking of breathing, let's do our breathing before we close out. Did you have any more questions about tantric sex? Tantric sex?
Just that I would like to incorporate some of those techniques and strategies. It was something that I thought of. I didn't make a note of it, though, Featherlite. I was saying so much. I was just trying to listen and collect everything. Gosh, what did you mention? I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
Next week. Yeah.
Let me go over what you do first, right? Quickly. Getting started. Unlock your system.
Yeah.
Get your body loosened up. Think of the trip rather than the destination. Stay off the bed. That triggers your brain that it's time to relax. You don't want to do that. You don't want to have a quickie. Get comfortable. You can try lying down on the floor. Put a, as we say, pallet on the floor, and just start touching each other. Of course, it would be good if you had some massage oil, then you could just kind of, massage each other. But touching, set the scene. Think of the five senses. Do something that attracts each sense, that awakens each of your senses. Experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment. Okay? Nothing is wrong. Just experiment. Experiment with your partner. Try different things. Do the tongue flute, thrusting, flicking, slow, teasing, pulling, sucking. All of that. Role playing, dress up, dress down. Do something that makes you laugh. Loosen up. Sex should be fun. And think about breathing. And don't give up.
I want to do black people really engage in a lot of role playing. I've never had a partner that was into role playing. That would be kind of fun, though.
But have you ever introduced it?
I don't think so, because people are so crappy and boring. But, yeah, I don't think so. But I did think of what came to mind when you mentioned, like, avoiding starting sex in the bed, or avoiding it rather when you're tired, or getting in the bed and it'll lead you to feeling kind of sleepy. Sex in the morning is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sex in the morning is absolutely great.
Too, because they have more energy, and they're like, ooh, look at me.
Yeah. So sex in the morning is great. What about that song? There's like this blues song, and this guy says, "Can I get some before you go to work?
Oh yeah.
Your hair, wrinkle your skirt."
That was so cute.
Can I get some before you go to work? I won't mess up your hair, wrinkle your skirt. Honey, if a man said that to me in the morning, I'd be like, "Child, come on over here." My little coffee cup. I'd be like, "Child, I gotta go to work. You should come on and make it fast."
Look,
okay, I'm ready for breathing.
Bouncy and everything. Right.
Glowing, yeah. Glowing and carrying on.
Right.
Feeling like that. Okay, I'm ready. Ready for breathing.
Okay. All right. So this is a what is this called? This is the breathing to relax you. I was wanting to do a power breathing, but we won't do the power breathing. This is the breathing to relax you. So, ocean breathing. Okay, so what do you do? You breathe in through your nose, a deep, deep breath. Take a deep, deep inhale. First, relax your shoulders, shake your shoulders. Take a deep breath, inhale. Then we're going to exhale through our mouth. what you're doing is you're making the sound of an ocean. When you breathe in, you need to be able to hear yourself. Kind of lock the back of your throat so that you can hear yourself breathing in, and you sound like you're in the bottom of an ocean. So let's see, breathe in 4 times and exhale 4 times. So this is the ocean breathing. Breathe in through your nose and open your mouth and breathe out through your mouth, making an ocean sound. Together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to exhale as much as you can, because again, I won't stop saying it, the more you exhale, the more you detoxify your body. If you want some extra energy at the end of the day and you need some extra stamina, just breathe, take deep inhales, and then exhale with your mouth closed. That helps me a lot. That gives me extra energy. Extra stamina to make it through. If you want some quick energy, like if you got to lift something, power breath. Inhale, and 2 quick exhale, like you're blowing out a candle, birthday candle. Try that. Try that, black one. Inhale. Must be on time. Okay, so that wraps it up for my breathing.
Thank you. I feel relaxed already. Thank you, Featherlite. And thank you, Scotty. Thank you, listeners. And we will be back next week. Be sure to practice your breathing over the weekend and every day, really. Every day. Practice your breathing and meditation. Yes. Peace. Good night. Namaste.
And namaste.
Ciao.